On our own planet, there's a creature that seems to operate by a completely different set of biological rules. An animal so strange, with an intelligence so unique, that it's often called the closest we'll ever get to meeting an alien. And that's not just for dramatic effect, it's a reflection of a biological reality that keeps blowing scientists' minds. While almost every other creature is locked into the genetic code it was born with, the octopus has a stunning ability. It can actively rewrite its own fundamental biology not over millions of years, but in a matter of hours. No, this isn't science fiction. It's a biological superpower that lets them thrive in environments where most other life would perish. It makes you wonder, how did this animal, which seems to break the fundamental laws of genetics, get the ability to edit its own instruction manual on the fly? How does it instantly adapt to the crushing cold of the deep ocean, a place that should, by all accounts, be its undoing? The answer is a journey into a genetic process so revolutionary, it challenges everything we thought we knew about adaptation. To really get the marvel of the octopus's survival, you first have to understand the huge problem it faces. Like most cephalopods, the group that includes squid and cuttlefish, the octopus can't make its own body heat. It's a cold-blooded animal, completely at the mercy of the water temperature around it. As the ocean gets colder, every chemical reaction in an animal's body slows down. Nerves fire more sluggishly, muscles contract with less force, and the brain struggles to process information. For an animal as active and intelligent as an octopus, this should be a death sentence. The problem gets worse when you look at their blood. Unlike us, with our iron-based red blood, octopuses have blue blood, thanks to a copper-based protein called hemocyanin. While it works well in low-oxygen water, hemocyanin is terrible at grabbing and carrying oxygen in the cold. So here's the mystery. An animal with a massive, energy-hungry brain and blood that fails in the cold. Yet it thrives everywhere from warm tropical reefs to the near-freezing abyss. Standard evolution tells us that adapting to that kind of temperature range should take countless generations of slow, gradual genetic changes. But the octopus doesn't wait. It adapts almost instantly. This isn't just a contradiction. It's a biological paradox that baffled scientists for decades. How could one animal have the tools to live in both balmy 72-degree water and a frigid 55 degrees without changing its DNA? The answer, it turns out, is that the octopus found a loophole in the rules of life. Before we get to that loophole, it's important to grasp just how different these animals are. The octopus blueprint is fundamentally alien. We have one big brain locked in our skull. An octopus has a distributed nervous system. It has a central brain, but over 2/3 of its 500 million neurons are in its arms. In a very real sense, each arm has a mind of its own, able to taste, touch, and move with an autonomy that's unheard of. Then you've got the three hearts. The boneless body that can squeeze through any opening larger than its beak, and of course, that legendary camouflage. An octopus doesn't just change its color, it changes its texture and pattern to perfectly mimic rocks or sand in the blink of an eye. All of this points to a nervous system of breathtaking complexity. For years, we saw these as a collection of separate, fascinating quirks. But what if they aren't separate at all? What if the three hearts, the brain in its arms, the impossible camouflage, and the cold survival are all symptoms of the same thing? What if they're all just expressions of a biological operating system that is fundamentally more flexible than our own? These incredible abilities are all clues pointing to a much deeper secret hidden in their cells. To understand the octopus's secret, we need a quick biology refresher. Every living cell has instructions encoded in its DNA. Think of DNA as a master blueprint, a giant, ancient library with the plans for every protein your body will ever need. This blueprint is sacred. It's locked in the protected vault of the cell's nucleus and is meant to be permanent. When the cell needs to build something like a protein for a neuron to fire, it doesn't take the master blueprint out of the vault. Instead, it sends a messenger to make a temporary, disposable copy of that plan. This copy is called messenger RNA, or mRNA. The mRNA then goes to the cell's factories, the ribosomes, which read the instructions and build the protein. For nearly all life on Earth, the copy is an exact match. What's written in the DNA is what gets built. But the octopus, squid, and cuttlefish do something extraordinary. They treat the mRNA copy not as a final script, but as a draft. Before that message gets to the factory, they pull out a molecular red pen and make edits. They don't change the master blueprint, the DNA, but they change the working copy for the day. It's like a jazz musician who has a written score but chooses to improvise, changing notes on the fly to fit the mood. The octopus isn't just playing the music written in its DNA, it's remixing the song live, in real time. This biological hack is known as RNA editing, and it's the key to their incredible power to adapt. While RNA editing happens in most animals, including us, it's usually a rare event. We might use it at a few dozen sites to change a protein. For cephalopods, it's a central pillar of their biology. They've turned this obscure process into an industrial-scale operation. The whole process is driven by enzymes called ADARs, which are like the world's most precise editors. These enzymes patrol the cell and perform a tiny chemical surgery on the RNA. They target one of the 4 letters of the RNA code, adenosine A, and convert it into a different molecule called inosine I. Now, here's the magic trick. The cell's protein-building machinery reads that inosine as if it were a guanosine gay, another one of the genetic letters. That single subtle letter swap is enough to completely change the instructions. It can tell the ribosome to use a different amino acid, which in turn changes the final shape and function of the protein. Imagine a recipe that calls for salt, but the chef swaps it for sugar. The rest of the recipe is identical, but the final dish is completely different. The octopus does this tens of thousands of times across its nervous system. In a landmark study in the journal Cell, researchers led by Joshua Rosenthal at the Marine Biological Laboratory put this to the test. They took California 2-spot octopuses and put them in either warm water around 72 degrees Fahrenheit or cold water around 55 degrees Fahrenheit. When they analyzed the octopuses from the cold tanks, what they found was staggering. There was a massive surge in RNA editing at more than 13,000 distinct sites in their nervous systems. For comparison, the warm water octopuses only showed increased editing at about 550 sites. A simple drop in temperature triggered a system-wide biological rewrite. The researchers then focused on 2 specific proteins being heavily edited. One was kinesin 1, which acts like a tiny cargo truck, moving essential materials along the highways of nerve cells. The other was synaptotagmin, a protein vital for communication between neurons. In the cold, molecular processes get sluggish. The RNA edits fine-tuned these proteins, likely making sure the crucial supply chain and communication network in the nervous system stayed fast and efficient, even as the cold tried to grind them to a halt. This ability to edit RNA on such a massive scale is a true biological superpower for one simple reason. It provides flexibility without being permanent. Think about normal evolution. For an animal to adapt to the cold, a random mutation has to happen in its DNA. If that mutation is helpful, that animal might survive longer and have more kids. Over many generations, that trait might spread. This is powerful, but it's also incredibly slow and permanent. A polar bear is perfectly adapted to the cold, but its DNA locks it into that environment. It can't just decide to thrive in the desert. The octopus completely bypasses this. RNA editing is fast, with significant changes seen in less than a day. It's targeted, allowing the octopus to adjust thousands of proteins in its brain and nerves. And most importantly, it's reversible. When the water warms up, the octopus can just dial down the editing, and its proteins go back to their warm water versions. It's like having a molecular winter coat you can put on or take off whenever you want. Perhaps the best studied example is a crucial protein in the nervous system called a potassium channel. These channels are like gates that control the electrical signals in neurons. In cold temperatures, these gates can get stuck, slowing down how fast a neuron can fire. But scientists discovered that octopuses in the freezing Antarctic make a specific RNA edit to this protein. This one tiny change lets the channel operate much faster in the cold, keeping the octopus's brain and reflexes sharp. It's a perfect example of how a temporary, on-the-fly edit provides a massive survival advantage. Make sure to subscribe and ring that notification bell. The octopus's ability to rewrite its own biology is a profound reminder of how much we still have to learn about life on our own planet. It's a world filled with creatures that have found ingenious, almost alien, solutions to the challenges of survival. If you're fascinated by the hidden genius of the animal kingdom and want to explore more stories of biological superpowers, make sure to subscribe and ring that notification bell. And let us know in the comments what incredible creature you think we should investigate next. For a long time, we saw evolution through a DNA-centric lens. We thought the permanent, unchanging code of DNA was the sole author of an organism's destiny. The octopus completely shatters that view. It shows us that adaptation can be a dynamic, real-time process. It proves that life isn't always about having the perfect, fixed blueprint, but about having the flexibility to creatively interpret it. This discovery is more than just a cool animal fact. It opens up a whole new dimension in our understanding of intelligence and evolution. The octopus, this alien on Earth, reminds us that the deep oceans still hold vast mysteries, and that life, in its endless ingenuity, has found ways to thrive that, as lead researcher Joshua Rosenthal says, are just the tip of the iceberg.